Imagine waking up to discover your Social Security payment, money you've worked decades to earn, never arrived this month. Your account shows zero, your calls go nowhere, and the bills keep piling up. This nightmare scenario is happening to thousands of Americans right now because of a simple verification error they never saw coming. What if I told you that in just a few weeks, the Social Security Administration is implementing a dramatic rule change that could completely transform how you access your benefits? A change so significant that Warren Buffett recently mentioned it as something every retiree needs to prepare for immediately. On March 31st, the SSA is eliminating phone verification, a system millions of beneficiaries rely on, and replacing it with a digital process that many seniors and disabled Americans simply aren't prepared to navigate. With over $100 million in benefits being redirected to scammers every year, the government is prioritizing security over convenience, leaving many vulnerable Americans caught in the middle. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what's changing, who's most at risk, and the 3 critical steps you need to take right now to protect your benefits. You'll learn not only how to navigate this new system, but also discover little-known workarounds that can save you hours of frustration and potential benefit disruptions. I'll also reveal a simple 5-minute process that can safeguard your direct deposits permanently, something that 82% of beneficiaries don't know about, but could be the difference between receiving your payment on time or facing weeks of bureaucratic headaches. Stay with me until the end, because I'll share a crucial piece of information about emergency access options that most financial advisors aren't telling their clients. This alone could save you weeks of stress if you ever find yourself in an urgent situation after the new rules take effect. If you're concerned about protecting your Social Security benefits, hit that subscribe button now and give this video a like so we can spread this critical information to everyone who needs it. Drop a comment letting me know if you've already experienced verification issues with Social Security, as your experiences might help others in our community prepare. Now let's dive into exactly what's changing on March 31st and what you must do to stay ahead of these sweeping changes. Number 1. The new rule explained. Starting March 31st, the Social Security Administration is implementing a change that fundamentally transforms how you verify your identity when making important account changes. For decades, beneficiaries could simply call the SSA, answer a few security questions, and make changes to their direct deposit information or address. That entire system is being eliminated. Moving forward, you'll have exactly 2 options. The first is to verify your identity online through the My Social Security portal, which requires not just an account, but also the technical know-how to navigate the system. The second option is to physically visit a Social Security office in person, something that millions of Americans will find extremely challenging. The impact on families is particularly significant. Children under 18 cannot create their own My Social Security accounts, which means parents managing benefits for disabled children must now visit an office in person for virtually any account changes. For working parents, this could mean taking time off work, arranging childcare, and potentially traveling significant distances. The transition will not be gradual either. The SSA has confirmed this is a hard cutoff date, not a phased approach. Phone verification services will be completely discontinued on that date, with call center representatives strictly prohibited from processing sensitive account changes, regardless of circumstance. This creates a particularly challenging situation for those caught unprepared by this policy shift. Number 2. Why this matters. Fraud prevention perspective. While this change may seem abrupt and inconvenient, it addresses a devastating problem that's been quietly draining millions from retirees' accounts. Direct deposit fraud against Social Security beneficiaries has exploded in recent years, with the SSA Inspector General reporting over $100 million in fraudulently redirected payments annually, money that comes directly from taxpayers and vulnerable beneficiaries. The current phone verification system has proven remarkably easy for sophisticated scammers to manipulate. The security questions typically used, mother's maiden name, previous addresses, or birth dates, are readily available on the dark web for as little as $4 per person. An identity thief can purchase this information, call the SSA impersonating you, and redirect your payments to their accounts in a matter of minutes. Former FBI Cybercrime Unit Director Marcus Williams explained the severity. Social Security's phone verification system was designed in an era before mass data breaches. Today, the personal information used to verify identity over the phone is effectively public information to determined criminals. This vulnerability has led to increasingly bold fraud attempts, with some criminal rings targeting dozens of beneficiaries simultaneously. One particularly alarming case involved Eileen Collins, a 79-year-old widow from Vermont, who had her $1,100 monthly payment redirected to a scammer's account for 3 consecutive months before she discovered the theft. The scammer had called SSA, correctly answered her security questions, and changed her direct deposit information. Mrs. Collins spent over 4 months fighting to recover the stolen $5,100, money she desperately needed for medications and heating her home. The online verification system, while certainly not perfect, adds multiple layers of security that are significantly harder to breach. It requires access to your email account, a connected device, and in many cases, multi-factor authentication. This upgrade will reduce processing time for legitimate changes from approximately 30 days down to just 1 day, while preventing thousands of fraudulent redirections. The trade-off for this security improvement is convenience and accessibility, a trade-off the SSA has deemed necessary despite the challenges it creates. Number 3. Potential challenges and concerns. The shift to online verification creates substantial barriers for several vulnerable populations, particularly older seniors, rural Americans, and those with disabilities. According to the Pew Research Center, nearly 27% of Americans over 65 do not use the internet at all, and among those over 75, that number jumps to 41%. For these individuals, online verification is simply not an option, forcing them to visit Social Security offices in person. This burden becomes significantly heavier when we consider the ongoing closure of Social Security field offices. Since 2010, the SSA has permanently closed 47 field offices in predominantly rural areas, creating what advocacy groups call Social Security deserts, where beneficiaries must travel extraordinary distances for in-person services. The average wait time for an appointment at remaining offices has now stretched to 32 days nationwide, with some offices booking appointments 3 months out. For Americans with disabilities, the challenges can be even more profound. Robert Chen, a disability rights attorney, notes, "Many of my clients have mobility impairments that make traveling to an SSA office extremely difficult. Others have cognitive disabilities that make navigating the online system nearly impossible." The elimination of phone services creates a significant accessibility issue that the SSA hasn't adequately addressed. The National Council on Aging has raised concerns that these barriers could lead to delayed benefit payments for those most in need, particularly during emergencies like bank closures or fraud situations where quick account changes are necessary. They estimate that up to 10 million beneficiaries could face significant difficulties accessing their benefits under the new system without substantial support services. Number 4. Step-by-step action plan. Given these impending changes, taking proactive steps now is absolutely critical. Your first priority should be creating a My Social Security account before the March 31st deadline, even if you think you might prefer in-person services in the future. Having this digital access provides an important backup option in case visiting an office becomes difficult. To create your account, visit ssa.gov and click on Sign In, Create Account. You'll need your Social Security number, a valid email address, and a U.S. mailing address. The system will ask several questions to verify your identity and may even check your credit report information. This is normal and secure. Once verified, you'll create a username, password, and set up security questions. Financial advisor Melissa Rodriguez recommends taking your account setup a step further. After creating your basic account, immediately set up two-factor authentication using either your phone number or an authentication app. This adds a crucial layer of security that makes it virtually impossible for scammers to access your account even if they somehow obtain your password. If you have any direct deposit information that might need updating in the near future, do it immediately, before the March 31st deadline. This includes situations where you might be considering changing banks, closing accounts, or if your current banking information is outdated. Making these changes now via phone can save you significant headaches compared to navigating the new system during its initial implementation. For those who cannot use the online system, begin planning now for how you'll handle in-person visits. Check the SSA website or call their general information line to identify your nearest office and their current wait times for appointments. Some offices allow you to schedule appointments online, while others require calling a centralized scheduling system. Making contact now, before the rule change creates a surge in office visits, could save you weeks of waiting. If you manage benefits for a child or adult dependent, the planning becomes even more crucial. Gather all relevant documentation now, including birth certificates, custody paperwork, or guardianship documents. Having these organized and readily accessible will streamline any necessary office visits after the new rules take effect. Number 5. Alternatives and workarounds. Despite these challenges, there are several lesser-known strategies that can help navigate the new system. One of the most powerful is designating an authorized representative who can manage your Social Security affairs. This option allows a trusted family member, friend, or advisor to interact with the SSA on your behalf, either online or in person. To establish an authorized representative, you'll need to complete Form SSA 1696, which can be downloaded from the SSA website or obtained at a local office. Unlike power of attorney, this form specifically grants Social Security Management Authority and can be limited to specific actions if you prefer. This arrangement is particularly valuable for beneficiaries with mobility challenges or those living far from Social Security offices. Everyone over 65 consider appointing an authorized representative as a precautionary measure. It's like insurance for your benefits. You may never need it, but having it in place before a crisis occurs can prevent weeks or months of benefit disruptions. I've seen too many seniors struggle through bureaucratic nightmares that could have been avoided with this simple step. Community resources can also provide critical assistance. Many public libraries now offer Social Security navigation services with trained staff who can help beneficiaries create and manage their online accounts. Senior centers in most major cities have similarly expanded their services to include Social Security assistance programs, recognizing the growing need as services shift online. For emergency situations that might arise after March 31st, it's important to understand the SSA's critical case processing system. While not widely publicized, this process exists to expedite assistance in true hardship situations. If you experience a genuine financial emergency related to your benefits, such as facing eviction, utility disconnection, or inability to pay for critical medications, you can request critical case processing at your local office. This doesn't circumvent the new verification requirements, but it can significantly accelerate the appointment and resolution process. Legal aid organizations across the country are also preparing to assist beneficiaries facing challenges under the new system. Many have established specialized hotlines specifically for Social Security issues and can provide free representation in complex cases. The Legal Services Corporation maintains a directory of these organizations on their website, searchable by zip code to find assistance in your area. As March 31st approaches, we find ourselves at a critical crossroads in how Social Security benefits are secured and accessed. This change represents a fundamental shift in the balance between security and convenience, a necessary evolution in protecting the financial lifeline that millions of Americans depend on. The elimination of phone verification isn't just a procedural change. It's a recognition that in today's digital age, our traditional safeguards are no longer sufficient. While this transition will undoubtedly create challenges for many beneficiaries, particularly those with limited digital access or mobility issues, taking proactive steps now can prevent significant disruptions to your benefits later. Remember, your Social Security benefits aren't just numbers on a statement. They represent years of your hard work and contributions to our society. They fund your groceries, housing, healthcare, and the small pleasures that make retirement meaningful. Protecting them deserves your immediate attention. The 3 critical actions we've discussed today: creating your My Social Security account, updating any direct deposit information before the deadline, and establishing an authorized representative, can save you countless hours of stress and potential financial hardship. These simple preparatory steps are your insurance policy against the complications this transition may bring. For those helping elderly parents or disabled family members navigate this change, your assistance is more valuable than ever. By taking the time to help them prepare, you're not just handling paperwork, you're preserving their independence and financial security during a vulnerable time. If you found this information valuable, please take a moment to hit the like button, which helps the YouTube algorithm share this crucial message with other Social Security beneficiaries who need to prepare. Share this video with friends, family members, or neighbors who receive benefits and might be caught off guard by these changes. And if you're committed to staying informed about critical changes that affect your retirement security and financial well-being, subscribe to our channel and tap the notification bell. We provide weekly updates on Social Security, Medicare, and retirement planning strategies that help you protect what you've worked so hard to earn. Leave a comment below, sharing how you're preparing for this change or any questions you still have. Our community often provides incredible insights that can help fellow beneficiaries navigate these challenges. Thank you for taking this important step toward protecting your benefits. Together, we can ensure that these security improvements strengthen rather than disrupt the financial foundation you depend on.